This is it, guys, season 1 finale of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, and things are not decided for the lead of the championship and for myself as well. We have the chance of finishing ahead of Renault at the end of this season. We are just 2 points away of getting that magical P7 in the constructor. Welcome, guys, to the season 1 finale, and I'm really looking forward to see what I can do in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. To celebrate the final race of this season, I'm going with my very first livery that was in the first few episodes of this series, and in the next season I'm already announcing that it's going to have a modded skin made by me. Everything is ready, and I can't wait to show you what season 2 is in store for us. We already know that we're going to have two new manufacturers, Alpine and Aston Martin, but now we're going to focus in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which is going to be the last race for Roman Grosjean in my career mode save and in real life, so it's kinda cool to see that my team save sometimes can match the real life situations. But there he is, championship standings. We're probably not going to get Sergio Perez unless we win the race, and he doesn't score any points, I believe, and we have to defend our advantage over McLaren, and we are just 2 magical points away of getting P7 of our engine supplier. If we finish ahead of them, I think they're not going to be really happy, and who knows, we're not going to get that engine supplier for Renault for the next season. I don't know, but here we are on practice, just showing you what we have been doing during this weekend. It's just more than the same. I never show the practice sessions because it's more than the same, just be getting those precious resource points, and I've been saving a lot of resource points. I see the development because I want to be as much ready as I can for the next season, so we'll see what it can do, and I'm really looking forward to show you to you guys, like I said, everything that is in store for us for the next season. It's going to have a custom livery already designed, it's ready, the files are ready, and we're going to have 2 mods for the other teams. That is going to be for the Alpine mod and the Aston Martin mod, and yeah, that is going to be really cool, so stick for the fun. Season 2 is going to be even better, and now pace has been really good around here as we are pushing too much on the qualifying sim program, and but thanks to that track extending we actually managed to pass. So race pace has been pretty good, qualifying pace not that much, so we might struggle a little bit today in the final qualifying of the season. So we'll see what is in store for us for Saturday, and there is the final cutscene of our first livery of my team career mode. But now it's time to focus and see what we can do. We have to score points, we have to you know, probably Nick de Vries is not going to score any points around this track, I don't know, and probably I'm going to drop him at the end of the season because it's just being me at the moment. I try to give a chance to Luca Chiotto, now a chance to Nick de Vries, but this guy doesn't seem to score any sort of point. It's me for so far this season carrying the flat, but through the final corner we'll see if this is going to be a decent time at the final sector. The final sector was pretty good, but the first one after the DRS zone I missed a little bit the apex, and that compromised our lap, so definitely there is some time left on the table, and we skip forward to the end of the session. At the moment, for the time being, we are in P18, and there's definitely a lot of time left on the table. We can definitely find a few tenths here or there in these final laps, so I think we have the pace to go into the second phase of qualifying as we go through the chicane. So we are basically level pegging in the first sector and try to get a good exit, but then we skip forward to the closing stages of the lap and we're gaining 7 tenths of a second, so all thanks to the second sector, which it wasn't the best. So we have a great chance to get into the second phase of qualifying through the penultimate corner, not hitting the apex as I would wish to be, and through the final corner it was much better than the penultimate corner. Across the line, 7 tenths of improvement, and will it be enough to put us into Q2? Yes, it is. We are 14th fastest, and that is a good way to start our qualifying campaign at the Yas Marina. And the 2 Mercedes 1-2, and I forgot to tell you by the way that we have a freeway championship fight between the 2 Silver Arrows and the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. But Vettel, things are not looking really good because now we know that the Ferrari is not that strong, but here is the standings. Hamilton is in the lead by a lead of a single point over Vettel, and then Bottas is behind by 8 points. So everything can happen around this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but we're going to focus on our qualifying for now, and we'll see what we can do. Q2, I had just 1 set of soft tires. I thought going out on the mediums, but there's no point. I think the 1 stop is not going to be possible in these season 1 cars, so I decided to get the guys doing their first laps, get a bit of more rubber on the track, and we're going to do this lap on the final stages. And the Czech flag is out as we're going to brake very hard just a little bit before the 100 brake mark, and we missed the apex once again. So I've been pushing a lot through that braking zone because you can gain so much time if you're very confident on the brakes as we open the DRS. And now this is a more technical part of the circuit. We've been actually looking pretty good in the second half of the circuit during the course of this weekend, you know, as we hit the apex beautifully on that chicane. Maybe I could carry a little bit of more speed through the final corner of the chicane, you know, as this braking zone is a little bit hard. It's very easy to lock up, but no worries at the moment as we're eating apex after apex. So it's been a perfect lap in this second part of the circuit, as now we have just 2 corners to manage. The penultimate corner, we hit the apex beautifully. Make sure to use all the track available and make sure that you hit the apex on the final corner, which it wasn't the case, but we're going to cross the line. It is a 1:34.6. It is going to be enough to put us in the top 10 shootout. No, it's not. It is just P15, and it was more than expected. This car doesn't have the pace at the moment to get into Q3, and we managed to get just off the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen. Thankfully, one of the Renaults is out of the session. He's just ahead of us. It is Esteban Ocon, but unfortunately Ricciardo got into the top 10 shootout. But it's been a successful qualifying, considering that the car we have, the race pace, I'm hoping that is going to be the best. The 2 silver hours qualifying on the mediums, so are they going to try very ambitious one stop? I don't know, but it's going to be a hell of a Grand Prix.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory, so we go into battle once more as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit, just over 3.4 miles long with 21 corners and 2 very long back straights. There are 2 DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 and offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. And so, for one final time this season, Anthony Davidson joins me in the commentary box.
It's been another great year of racing, but let's not look back just yet. We've still got one more Grand Prix ahead of us. Some of these drivers don't know if they'll be in the sport next year or how competitive their car might be even if they are. So this is a race where every driver should be striving to make the most of it.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Perez, Gasly, Stroll and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty, Thomas and Räikkönen, Norris, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen and Daniel Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Russell, De Vries and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
It's been a long season, but let's try to end it on a high note.
Thanks, Jeff. Welcome, guys, to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Make sure to smash like and subscribe channel to see plenty more Formula 1 career mode content. It really motivates me to make more, and a lot of things are coming to Season 2. But strategy-wise, I'm trying to make a one-stop, to save one stop, but you can see the delta. You don't gain that much by making the one-stop, so we're going to stick to the two-stop. It seems that is the way to go in this Grand Prix. We're going to start on the softs and then dress a brand new set of medium tires. So I can't wait to start this Grand Prix. We have a lot of things to decide. I'm very curious to see what is going to happen in the front. Is Sebastian Vettel going to challenge both silver hours, or is it going to be just something between the 2 Mercedes cars? Sorry for the replay because this daytime is a glitch that we have in this game. 5 red lights for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the final race of the first season, and it's lights out and away we go. And it's been a good start against the Renault of Ricciardo. We're already alongside him. One of the McLarens, it is Sainz starting on the mini. Ricciardo with a massive dive bomb on the first corner, and he's getting away as Carlos Sainz gets a pretty decent exit, but we managed to go sail past him and run inside, now on inside of Esteban Ocon. So so he has a very not that much speed through the second corner, as now we're trying to get a look around the outside of the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly. He's going a little bit defensive, he's going to give us a room to try to go all the way around the inside through the first hairpin, and that is up into P10. So it's been a great start, and Ocon was pretty slow at the start. He's starting on the mediums as well, like Sainz, so I wonder if he has some troubles, because he's starting on a much harder comparative tire. Valtteri Bottas, I believe, leads the way, so, and Hamilton followed by Hamilton, but at the moment it would be Hamilton winning the championship by I think just 3 points or so, as these guys are going side by side. Lance Stroll and Ricciardo going side by side. Maybe this can have give us a chance to make a move on the Renault, gaining the slipstream, deploying all the ERS rich mix, and that is going to allow us maybe to go run inside as we're ending the second sector. We managed to make a double overtake so far. Make sure to park on the apex to make sure that that doesn't come back, and that is a brilliant double overtake on these two guys. They are still side by side, a little bit of a wobbly rear end, as we managed to gain a lot of time on the guys behind, because they were still going side by side. But this is the man that is on the mission, Valtteri Bottas, leading the Grand Prix, but unfortunately at the moment is not enough to stop Lewis Hamilton to become a 7-time world champion. So Bottas at the moment has to wait for something from the Ferraris and Red Bulls to pressurize Hamilton. I think at the moment that is the only way to become world champion. I think even with the fastest lap point it is not going to be enough, but at the moment, pace wise in these soft tires has absolutely been abysmal, biblical. I don't know, there's no adjectives to describe, because look at how much time we already gained on Stroll. We are already clearing the DRS window. He's actually doing pretty good on the mediums in P9, holding Ricciardo a treat, and for us we're getting closer and closer to the other racing point of Sergio Perez, which for the next season is going to be Aston Martin. Perez going really slow through the chicane, and that gave us a chance. He left a little bit of room, and we tried to go run outside, and now we are side by side. We're going to have DRS very close margin, very close to his gearbox, but look at the straight line speed of that Mercedes engine, and now we're going to try to go run outside through the chicane. Is a copycat move of the first lap, but this time we just have to manage one car, and that's us into P7. We are best of the rest at the moment, and it's been a great start, a great 3 laps of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but now at the moment we are in P7, Ricciardo is in P10, so at the moment we would be ahead of Renault in the standings. And I'm checking difficulty, because the pace at the moment, I've been so fast against the AI that I was thinking that the difficulty was too low. Maybe I lowered the difficulty by accident, but no, it is on 102, so maybe I should put in 103, I don't know. But now Stroll, this is the phase of the race where the mediums are going to get faster and faster than the soft tires, and actually Perez held up a little bit Lance Stroll, so that gave us a little bit of a breathing room, and we broke the DRS window over Stroll, as the race leaders are starting to make their stops, and they're going to fit the medium tires. So there's nothing new to the strategy. I think it's going to be a 2-stop for everyone, and even for the guys at Stroll. I don't think that Stroll is going to fit the hard tires. I think that's not worth it for a track like this. But lap 8 is going to be a time to stop, and it's been maybe one of the best stints of the season, or even of my F1 career, because the pace has been really good. We played the strategy to perfection. Our pace wasn't disturbed by the racing point of Stroll by trying to make a move on us, so we played this to perfection. So it's been a great job in this first stint, but we have a long race to go, as the guys ahead of us, the Red Bull of Albon and the Ferrari of Leclerc, are on the medium, so we are in the same boat basically. The only thing that is different at the moment, it is the car, but we're going to exit the pits at the moment. We are in P14. I think some of the guys, but Perez pitted in the previous lap, so we had to push in this out lap, because the other car can be really powerful around here, but it can be not that powerful if you get stuck on traffic, because this is a track where it can be really challenging to overtake. And you're going to see in the minimap that at the moment we are ahead of Sergio Perez in the racing point. You can see a little pink dot on the minimap, and this is why Perez, this is the previous lap, on his out lap he was losing so much time, because these guys are going side by side, and this is one of the Renaults as well, so we actually gained time to one of the Renaults. I'm trying to see which one it is. He's trying to go around the side of Nicholas Latifi, that he has to make his stop. He still didn't make his stop, and it is Ricciardo. So things are looking really good for us, and we've been very lucky with these guys being stuck on traffic. And this is Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton, I think, pitted in the previous lap, so we'll see what is going to happen to Bottas. And you can see that Hamilton took the lead of the Grand Prix, and Bottas way behind his teammates. So Hamilton takes the lead of this race, and now he is in a very comfortable lead of the championship. I'm not gonna lie, so Bottas has to start to do something, and I don't understand. decided to pit Hamilton first. By logics, it would be the leader of the team would pit first, so Mercedes giving some favoritism to Hamilton. I don't know, maybe a little bit of a silver war for next season if these guys still stay together, but we're going to focus on our race and Bottas as a mission that is overtake Hamilton. But P11, as some guys on the mediums are still to make their stops as we're going through the final corner, so the other Renault of Ocon as we're going purple on the final sector, so these mediums are feeling really good at the moment. And actually a bit afraid if I'm forcing these tires too much, because the pace on the softs was really good, but I don't know if I can say the same thing for the medium. Generally this car likes more the softest compact tire, and then the mediums are the hards. But this is Vettel struggling for pace, and he's been overtaken by Max Verstappen, so Vettel at the moment doesn't have any pace to battle the 2 silver hours. So unfortunately this is championship chances for Vettel over, and Bottas is starting to get closer and closer to Lewis Hamilton, and he's already in the DRS window. So Bottas is not giving up, he's giving everything as Hamilton gets a very shaky exit of the chicane, and Bottas is going to get DRS, and we might get a change of the lead of this Grand Prix. And there he is, Bottas gaining and gaining. He's going to try to go around that side of Lewis Hamilton. Look at the 2 silver hours, the 2 black Mercedes going at it. This is so good to see. I wish you could see something like this in the real life. And Bottas takes the lead once again of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and now he's going to try to pull away of Hamilton and hopefully wait for a DNF from his teammate. I think at the moment it would be the only chance for the Finn to defeat his teammate and win his first title. But now everyone made their stops, even the guys on the mediums, and we are in P7. The Stroll is starting to gain some time on us, so we need to push, and he's already within the DRS window. So Stroll's pace has been really good. At the moment we would be winning the championship over Daniel Ricciardo as we're going to step a little bit on the curb. Please saved it. We have the bump. We're losing once again the back end, and Stroll, I think that was so close to lose a position to end our race, and because Stroll was almost hitting the back of us. But unfortunately we lost a position to Lance Stroll as we made a mistake. We were pushing too hard. I stepped on that curb too much, and I've been struggling actually in that corner on practice, and now we've been struggling on the race, and Stroll sails past me, and we're watching now his POV to see what happened, to see how close it was. And actually it wasn't that close. It looked more closer in the TV cameras, but now this would mean that we'll be scoring 4 points, and Ricciardo will be scoring 2, so we would be level on points. But considering that we had the best result twice in this season at Canada and Singapore, we would be in front of the championship, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how the game's mechanics is going to work, so we need to do something. And Carlos Sainz in the mediums now overtook Ricciardo, so now we are definitely safe in the championship, and we would be leading the standings over Renault by 1 single point. So oh my god, this race is really tense, and I don't know how am I going to handle it, as now we're going to do a second and final stop of this I was going to say afternoon, because we had the replay camera during daytime. Is it a glitch in the game? It already happened with some career mode saves of other YouTubers, and that's really unfortunate. But you can see that the tower is in 30%, so maybe I could stretch these mediums, but I decided to not risk. We are in a very good position, and I don't want to risk. We are in a very good position at the moment. We would be winning Ricciardo. I mean, we would be winning Renault in the championship standings, and we're doing a mega job. The freeze, it is more than same. It is outside of points, so it really does not to get a seat on our team for the next season. And we got out of the pits, and we are 4.8 seconds ahead of Ricciardo, so we gained a lot of time on Ricciardo. He pitted on the previous lap like he did on first stop, and this is the reason, because Nick de Vries held up Ricciardo an absolute treat. So de Vries really want to gain a season 2 seat, but he's doing in a way that I didn't wish, because he's helping me, but he's not helping me in the championship standings with the points. He's helping me with track position and with the time advantage. So and now Ricciardo is not going to lose any sort of time with our teammate, and he sails past him on the straight. So yeah, thank you Nick de Vries, but I think that is not going to be enough to sign you up for the next season. I don't know, I have to still think if I'm going to sign it up for season 2, but at the moment pace has been really good. We have 6 laps to go, and our teammate actually enter in the pits in the next few laps. So he's setting personal best, trying to push, because Stroll is staying out, and now he's going to be mega fast in the closing stages of the soft tires, and there he is. He's going to get up to get out ahead of us, and if it wasn't that mistake, we would for sure ahead of him, and there he is. He's on a soft tire, so he's going to be now a walk in the back for the Racing Point, and there's no way that we're going to get that 8th place over the Racing Point. So now we have to hope that the game plays on our favor, because by the logics would be ahead of Renault, because we had the best result over the course of this season, which it was 4th place. But now Carlos Sainz is starting to get closer and closer, because in the same strategy of Lance Stroll, remember that he was on the mediums on his first stint, so he's going to be mega fast in these soft comparative tires, and it's going to be really hard to hold up the McLaren. As we have some yellow flags, now we have the green flag, so something has happened. It is Stroll, I don't know. No, it is one of the Red Bulls. It is Alexander Albon that is out of this Grand Prix, so not the best way to end the season for the tie. And now we are in P7, the confirmation Alexander Albon out of this race, and now we would be scoring 6 points, and Ricciardo will be scoring 2 points, so we will be 2 points ahead in the Constructors' Championship. But Sainz is looking pretty pacey at the moment, as he hit us, I think, because I've been kind of pushed off to the track, so Sainz didn't measure that very well, the speed, and you can see that he's dropping a lot, so definitely Sainz lost a bit of a front wing because he hit the back of us. So once again, the AI hit us on the back. It happened between me and the Hamilton at the Singapore Grand Prix, if I'm not wrong, and there he is. Sainz is going to pit, and that is going to promote Ricciardo 1 position, and now once again we are level on points in the Constructors' Championship. So this is not guaranteed at all, because who knows that Ricciardo can catch us in the closing stage of the Grand Prix. So now I have a plan. That is going to be try to set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and if that happens, we would be for sure ahead of Renault in the Constructors, because it would mean an extra point, and I would be very relaxed for the rest of this Grand Prix. So we're going to stick for the entirety of this lap. Make sure to hit the apex in every single corner. We're going to use every single bit of our battery. You can see that I've been saving a lot. Look at the fuel. We are in point 2. We were actually very close to be in red fuel 3 laps ago, so just see how much I've been saving, as we are 1/10 up on the first sector. So we need to give everything on this lap. I don't care if I have a DNF, I need to make sure that we finish ahead of Renault in this championship. It means a lot, especially when it comes in terms of money. It would mean it is a difference of millions of dollars, and that would mean a huge boost, a huge different boost when it comes to the improvement of our headquarters, and maybe signing a better driver. But we're going to brake very hard. This time we hit the apex, so it's been a very tidy lap. I'm pushing a lot. I'm trying to push as hard as I can on the limit, but at the same time I'm a little bit afraid of ending this Grand Prix. But I decided that I'm going to risk everything, and we'll see what he can do. And you can see Stroll, that is 7.5 seconds ahead, so it's been a walk on the pack to the Canadian, and we are 4/10 of a second up, so maybe we can get fastest lap. The Mercedes has been really pacey. Bottas, at the moment I can tell you that he's been a walk on the pack for him as well. He cleared Hamilton and is leading by an absolute mile, but unfortunately it wouldn't be enough to win the championship, as we brake really hard, not any sort of lockup. So it's been a very, very clean lap, I'm not gonna lie, as we're managing to hit every single apex of this circuit, as we have now just 2 corners to manage, the penultimate one, and now here's the final one. Make sure to hit the apex. We missed by just a slight bit, as we have a little bit of oversteer. We're going to cross the line. We improved by 5/10 of a second, and unfortunately it's not enough to get us the fastest lap of the race. So but we have managed to get far from Ricciardo. But I have now another plan, as we're starting our final lap. I'm going to try to do something that Hamilton did in the 2016 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which is holding up everyone in the field and hoping that Ricciardo is going to be overtaken by someone, as he's trying to overtake me. So it is a risk, but I need to do something. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to get this P7 on the Constructors. Maybe I'm being a little bit stupid by doing this. Maybe I'm playing a little bit dirty, but Hamilton did in the 2016 Grand Prix, remember, followed by Rosberg. It would have been enough to Hamilton win the championship. So we did it. It was in the final laps. He held up everyone in the front field. Now Hamilton, no, Ricciardo is going to try on inside through the chicane. This is very tight margin between me and the Renault at the final lap of the season, and that is very close margins, as Ricciardo now is really close to his gearbox, to my gearbox, as Valtteri Bottas wins the Grand Prix. But I think it's not going to be enough to get the championship, and maybe now it's not going to be enough to get us P7, as we get a warning for extending track limits, and Ricciardo we're going to giving a very aggressive squeeze, but he's not dropping position. So like I was saying, Hamilton did the same thing in 2016 as he was trying to Rosberg get P4 or worse, because if Rosberg got P4 or worse, Hamilton would win the championship in 2016. So I decided to do the thing, but the opportunities are running out, and Ricciardo hasn't been overtaken by anyone, by Sergio Perez or by the McLaren of Lando Norris, so it's going to be P7 for us. But I can tell you already that the game's mechanics are very good in this game, and that is going to be enough to get us P7 on the Constructors' Championship in a very hot end of the season.
At the end of the race, we'll see you in Parc Fermé.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. Victory today then, but bittersweet emotions, I'm sure, as the championship slips through their fingers. Even so, what a fantastic final race of the season this was. What do you think it was, Ants, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
There you go, Hamilton is your 7-time world champion, hugging kinda, I was saying Bono, but it is not Bono or Toto. But yeah, it is another championship for Hamilton. Bottas did everything, clear Hamilton by 11 seconds. That is a lot. He didn't get the fastest lap, but what a end of the season it was for our first one in my team career mode. For us, it is P7. It's been a great race. Nick de Vries, yeah, it is P18, and there is the final standings of season 1, and we've been almost best of the race over Sergio Perez. We were 10 points away of being best of the race. 85 points in one season on our first season for Tom Motorsport. It's been a great one for sure. I was expecting to be always in the last few places, and you can see we had 2 teammates and none of them score any sort of points. So yeah, I'm really disappointed with them. Now I'm going to think in my options, and the Constructors' Championship, there he is. We overtook Renault, and it is P7 at the end of the first season of my team career mode, level on points. It's impossible to be even more closer, and what saved us was our best result over the course of this season, which was P4 at Singapore and Canada. Oh man, what a season it's been. Season 1, guys. Make sure to smash like, subscribe if you do see plenty more Formula 1 content. Season 2 is coming, and it has plenty of things to show to you in the first episode, which is going to be a pre-season episode. It's not going to be straight to a Grand Prix. And now just seeing our money receivements, and now this is the man on the left, our teammate for the second half of the season, Nick de Vries. Am I going to get a new driver, or I'm going to stay out with Vries? Is what going to see in the next episode. It's been a hell of a season, and the championship was really close. In the lead and in the back on the championship, on the Constructors' Championship. So there he is. Are we going to renegotiate with our teammate, or are we going with the driver market? I'm going to let you guys predict what is going to happen in the second season, and I'll see you guys for brand new next time, and I'll see you in season 2.